Hey guys, this is Kristen at Cooking in the County and I'm on number 5 of Thanksgiving prep. Now I'm on to stuffing. Here's a list of ingredients you'll need to make my homemade stuffing. You'll need some breadcrumbs, sausage, butter, poultry seasoning, chicken broth, onion, celery, and 2 eggs. I think everybody makes stuffing different. I think all stuffing is yummy, but I'm also want to show you how I make my stuffing. It's a collaboration of 2 or 3 different types of recipes. I'm looking for scissors. Found them. Okay. It's a collaboration of 2 or 3 different types of recipes that I've used and tried throughout the years, whatever. So I've thrown a whole pile of different recipes together into one, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do, now let's remember that stuffing is not going to be a healthy thing, okay? And we're only gonna eat a little bit of it, and we're only gonna eat it maybe twice a year, okay? So this is gonna be highly indulgent, but it's gonna be so yummy, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fry up a whole pound of Jimmy Dean's regular sausage, okay? So we're gonna put that in our frying pan. And with this, we're gonna fry up 2 cut up celery and a half an onion. I think a lot of people put a full onion. I just feel like that's too much onion, but you definitely need the flavor of the onion, okay? So I have already cut those up. It pays, guys, to prep ahead of time to get all your ingredients all cut up and chopped up, and so when you get ready to make it, everything is at your fingertips and you just throw it in the pan and you get it cooked and get it done. So we're just gonna fry this all up, and then we'll add our bread and all our other ingredients. So we're just gonna get this cooked up. I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper, but not too much, because we're gonna be adding some chicken broth to this later. We don't want it to get too salty, okay? So I'm going to add my house seasoning. Talk about this a lot. And this is the 1 cup salt, 1/4 cup black pepper, and 1/4 cup garlic powder. I use this a lot. Just sprinkle it on, season it up. We'll get this fried up. I think we're all good and fried up at this point. So for my stuffing, I absolutely love the Bell's seasoning. So I'm gonna use a lot of this seasoning in my stuffing. Obviously, you do you in your kitchen, but I'll probably end up using this whole box by the end of Thanksgiving here. So we need to use 2 cups of chicken broth. I'm gonna add just a little bit right now. And I turned my heat off. It's still hot, obviously, but I just turned the heat off. And I wanna scrape all the bits off the bottom, because that is like the best flavor, okay? So we're gonna scrape all of the bottom. Scrape all that up, okay? Now, we're going to add basically a loaf of bread cut up in cubes. I had some leftover older rolls that nobody ate for some reason, so I just cut up my old rolls. Oh my goodness. But just cut them up in cubes. Cut up in cubes, okay? And we're gonna add it. Oh, first of all, I know this is not great, but you need a whole stick of butter in here. Throw this stick of butter in there and let that melt. Then we're gonna add our cubes. Sausage, butter, bread. It can't get any better, I guess. Like I said, you're gonna eat about this much of it twice a year. You're gonna be okay. While we're waiting for the butter to melt, I'm gonna finish out this box of Bell seasoning and put it in this bag and just kind of shake it around and get a really good distribution of the seasoning on all the bread. Like I said, I absolutely love the Bell seasoning, so you might not like as much of it as I do. It's just a poultry seasoning, but I just like their seasoning. Okay, so just like the mashed potatoes, we're gonna be putting our stuffing. We're gonna be putting our stuffing in a tin pan. We're getting there. The butter's almost melted. We're gonna spray this up. And also, we have a cup of chicken broth left that we're gonna have to add once the bread goes in. I'm going to add my 2 eggs to this right now. Now the egg, because we're gonna be baking this. The eggs really give it a nice texture after it's been baked. So good. So just mix it up with that chicken broth. So when you add it all together, it's incorporated really well. Okay, my butter's melted. I'll mix this all up. I'm going to add all of my bread and the seasoning to my pan. You're gonna have to need a big pan for this, or you can just like transfer it to a big bowl and mix it all up. I usually make a mess anyway, but okay. So now I'm gonna turn the heat back on to get it cooking. Again, we're gonna pour the egg and the chicken broth all over this. And we are going to stir this until the bread gets nice and moist. Or take a few minutes to get it all incorporated, because you want that bread to start soaking up all that moisture in there. All the chicken broth, all the butter, all of this sausage grease. And if you have to, you can add a little bit more water to it if we need to. I wouldn't add any more chicken broth because I would afraid it would get too salty. But we can add more water if we have to. No, but I feel like it's getting there. Keep making a mess though. And like I did doing with the mashed potatoes, the same thing with the stuffing. I'm getting it all together, I'm putting it in the pan, and then we're gonna cook it tomorrow. So this is gonna sit all night tonight, and that is gonna be so yummy in the morning after you cook it. Okay. I think I'm gonna add just a tad bit of water, just to get the bread loosened up. I think it's because I use rolls and not loaf bread. It's probably why it's giving me a little bit harder time, but it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna say that's good. And now we're gonna transfer it to our pan. It's already been sprayed with Pam spray. I'm just gonna squish it down, get all the bread squished. So tomorrow when you bake this, the top is gonna be really nice and crunchy, and then the middle is gonna be really soft and yummy. I think stuffing's probably my favorite part of Thanksgiving and Christmas. I do love turkey too. And mashed potatoes and pie, but I think stuffing's probably my favorite. Okay, so we're just gonna mush it down. Tomorrow this is gonna be so good. Okay, put the cover on it, put it in the refrigerator, and we're gonna warm it up tomorrow. Hey guys, today it's Thanksgiving. So now all our Thanksgiving prep food has been in the oven for about 2 hours, okay, at 250. So we're gonna take them out. You can see I have them all in the oven just like this. And we're gonna take the tinfoil off and give them about another hour of cooking. You might want to stir up the mashed potatoes, but they look really nice. The turkey And I'm gonna take some of these juices in a little bit and make some gravy. Okay, but you can see the steam, I think you can see the steam coming off of it. Okay. So we'll take this off our green bean casserole. Don't forget to put your onions on top in a little bit, just before everybody decides to eat. And the stuffing. Everything is steaming. I think I'm gonna stir up the mashed potatoes, but I will come back and show you the finished product.